Is James Stewart, president of Unifor Local 444, which represents workers at the Stellantis plant in Windsor. James, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Matt. Appreciate it.
You know what? It certainly is some good news. The Canadian auto industry has been so hard hit, especially amongst the tariffs. We know what happened in Brampton. I want to get to that in a second. But first of all, from your perspective, just take me through how significant this move is to have Stellantis add this shift in the new year.
It really is significant. We bargained this in 2023, and that's important for people to recognize. We went through a whole process through all the troubles we've been facing around tariffs and trade, including what happened at the Brampton assembly plant, and made sure that the commitment was lived up to. It is right now one of the only good news stories we're hearing in the auto industry in Canada today. The third shift at the Windsor assembly plant. We build strong products at the plant. We're the only plant that builds them. And our quality, it really is second to none when it talks about what the members do in the workplace. So this is good news for Windsor.
So take me through how this is going to work, too, because Brampton closes down, Stellantis closes the plant in Brampton, sends that manufacturing south of the border to Illinois. Now, how many of the workers are going to be offered from the Brampton plant to come and work in Windsor? I know, the travel is about 4 hours, right, driving. So are they being offered these jobs, or how is that going to work with the hundreds of jobs that are now being, again, opened up in Windsor?
It's in two separate parts. We bargained also 3 shifts for Brampton and that Jeep product, which obviously didn't come into fruition. But the process is, in our collective agreement, we have opportunities where people from Brampton have the right to apply to Windsor when there's hiring going on prior to anyone from the street coming in. So all of those members, understanding we have 1,440 opportunities in Windsor, have the right to transfer if they so wish. They're not forced to, but they have the opportunity. That's open now. We've been in discussion with the company on how to achieve that over the course of the last several weeks. And now it's coming to fruit. They're starting to transfer to the plant, and they would come in ahead of any new hire. The company also has somewhere around, 3,000 or 4,000 applicants on file already from the Windsor area that had went in a year and a half or so ago, and they're certainly working through that. So they're going through a process of hiring and transferring from Brampton, and then if they get to a point where they exhaust the current applicants on file, it would go to the public for more applicants to get on file for Stellantis.
Okay, I have to ask, you've been talking to the company clearly with those lines of communication about this plan. Have they mentioned, have they talked about any sustainability measures long term? Is this the best example of that? Is that they are adding this shift in these jobs?
Well, with any OEM and any plant, you always need investments for the next generation, even for the current vehicle. So we're having those discussions with all of the Detroit 3, from our national president, Lana Payne, and the leadership that work around Lana in the auto sector. We're continuing to have those discussions with all of the Detroit 3, and we're having those discussions with Stellantis. From our perspective, they still that Jeep is still owed to Brampton, and we have to have discussions to make sure that plant has a future, which is difficult under the current trade situation with the states, and making sure that Windsor, and I'm talking specifically about Stellantis now, making sure Windsor has investment monies for the next generation of the current vehicles. Right now, we have obviously enough to start the third shift. It's coming mid-February. But we're going to keep having those discussions to make sure that our plant is looked after, and also keep the discussions going about Brampton.
James Stewart, president of Unifor Local 444. Appreciate your time today. Thank you for this.
Thanks, Matt.